What is going on today, guys? It is Sam, better known as Samito, and we are back. I'm just gonna get right into this because I can't even believe I have to make this video, but it's so mind-boggling that people don't understand why Overwatch 2 shouldn't just have an MMR reset, but why it needs one, right? The game needs an MMR reset. In this video, I'm going to tell you why. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate having you guys around. A lot of people have been asking me like, yo, Sam, where's the Overwatch content? Like, are you done with Overwatch? No, I'm just like waiting for there to be something to actually do, right? In the meantime, I've been having a great time playing Warzone and a couple other games. Tried Fortnite today. Check that out tomorrow. It's going to be fun. But yeah, no, so if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all you guys. Let's get right into the action. So, in case you missed it, there was a big AMA on Reddit where somebody asked Blizz team if they planned on doing an MMR reset for their new game. I'm going to have a big emphasis on that in this video. Their new game, Overwatch 2. And the answer was the team is leaning towards no MMR reset, right? Because some reasons that are just absolute freaking horse manure, right? We'll get into that later. But the bottom line is Overwatch 2 needs an MMR reset. And the reasons why actually are going to surprise you here. So for one, there's a big debate going on with a lot of pros and cons that are actually both pretty understandable, right? Like there are very valid pros and cons to the argument. But here's the deal. The arguments and the logic behind them don't even matter, right? Because the reality is the biggest problem that Blizzard has run into with Overwatch is that people and the average consumer do not believe it's a new game. You all saw the Donkey video, Overwatch 1.5, or like Overwatch 1.1, and can you blame people? It looks the same, right? Those of us who actually play the game understand the format difference implications and how the game actually does play very differently with one tank, a lot of the reworks and stuff. So if you're familiar with Overwatch, you get it. But the whole point of Overwatch 2 and what we need to do is get the new players in here, right? And if the new players come in and they see the game and they're like, well, wait, the MMR of competitive is the same as it was in the first game? That's not a new game. That's not new. That's old. So Blizzard, this is the classic Blizzard problem, and then Overwatch had it especially, where they just get a wrapper of a candy bar and say, hey, this is milk chocolate. You open it up, it's a fucking gummy, right? It's not actually milk chocolate. Blizzard, are you gonna practice what you preach, right? Peach tea, I'm thinking about it right now. It's in my head. Sheesh, I'm down bad for some peach tea, all right? But listen, right? You go on a content drought for 2 years, when you've already been down year over year in consumer interest for 3 straight years, whatever it was, right? 2016 to 2020, after four straight years of like straight down since launch, right? After 4 straight years of going down, we said we're going to make a new game. We're going Overwatch 2, right? We do nothing for 2 years because we're hard committed to making a new game. The beta comes out. Everyone from the whole industry comes. They play for a day. They all leave and they're like, this ain't a new game, right? So the biggest problem that we have with our product is that we cannot convince the average consumer that this isn't actually a new game. And after all this marketing, all this new stuff, Aaron Keller be like, we want to show people that this is the new Overwatch. And you take the stats from the old game that's a different format that plays completely differently while you're trying to convince the new consumer that it's a new game. And you take the old stats. Come on, man. Come on. Let's stop it right there. Blizzard, is it a new game or not? And mind you, folks, let's start to get into the debate. That's my main point. All the debates after don't even matter because if it's a new game, we need to actually make it fresh and new, right? But let's look at pros and cons, right? Okay. Look at other titles that do it. League of Legends kicked our ass every year. They do it every year. Apex players, let me know down in the comment section the exact timeline. I'm pretty sure 8 people are saying Apex has done it. Apparently Valorant every episode does it, whatever their things are. So you tell me, Valorant players, right? But I'm seeing that all these other games do it, and we haven't done it once in 4 years, 6 years, and it's crazy how we're dead last. Crazy, right? It's a joke. How do people not realize this? So let's talk about the cons real quick, right? And I can understand this. People say, okay, well, Sam, you know, I don't want to play against pros. I'm a gold player, right? They reset tomorrow, I'm going to have to play golds and gems, and I don't want to do that. It's going to ruin my games. First of all, your games are shit right now anyway. Let's be real. Have you all seen Overwatch 1? It's a joke, right? It's a competitive as a whole in Overwatch isn't even competitive. So let's, take a step back there and just make that point. But do you really think you're going to be consistently playing pro players, right? Really? Like, I can understand, like, you might get a GM in your game once or twice. It might happen, right? But what about the GMs who haven't played since season freaking 7? Or 18, it used to happen all the time. They're clearly not GM players anymore, yet they're still in the games, right? Like this whole time, this stuff has already been happening. And you want to talk about the pros now. Like, let's say I'll give you that point. Sure, I'll tip the hat. Well, guess what? The pro outweighs the con in that it's more important to make the game feel fresh and actually incentivize people to come invest their time than it is to say, oh, well, the gold player gets smacked. You're just as likely to get a GM on your team if you're scared of losing, which is what it is. Like, it's so soft. It's so soft. So reality is that also sorts itself out within a week, right? Within the week of when the last MMR reset was, which was season 2, all the pros had gotten to masters, right? Within 1 week, the top level players were already all in masters, every single one of them. And then it slowly climbed to be above GM in the coming weeks, right? So it didn't take long. So I would say that it's better for the game, and by the way, this argument already doesn't matter because it needs to be a new game, but let's just bark up this tree for the sake of it, right? I would already say that the concept of making the game feel fresh is more important than, oh, well, I'm going to run into a pro for 1 or 2 games. How has that gone the last 4 years while we got our ass kicked by every damn title out there in our fake competitive mode? You tell me how it looks from dead last, right? There's 1 point. Number 2, this one makes my head hurt every time I read it. Well, Samito, what about new players, right? Like, well, new players, they come in the game and they get smashed and then they want to quit and then they don't play Overwatch anyway. So what about how that player feels? Fucking horse shit how that player feels. You think they're playing comp? There's a level cap. Go play quick play. It's not hard. I can't even believe that people even have their brain synapses must not be firing, because that might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And people say, oh my God, Samito, that's rude, that's toxic. I don't give a shit. That's facts. It's facts, dude. It's facts. Listen, if somebody's gonna not play comp because they feel like they got smashed over 2 games, they're not gonna play comp anyway. They already would have had to been up to level 25 at quick play, right? They're probably just a casual comp player. And you really think these people are getting smashed consistently? I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you, but the reason why you're in plat and gold isn't because GM Smurfs are dumpstering you every damn game. I mean, right now in Overwatch 1, it is really bad. Do you want to know why? Because all the actual organic players have left the game because there's no incentive to play. And do you know what a great incentive to play is and bring more unique users? An MMR reset. Just like every other major game that is kicking our ass as we speak. So it's just an incredibly stupid, straight up STUPID for those of you saying it who probably can't fucking spell it. There you go. You're welcome. It's just ridiculous, man. So at this point in time, when Blizzard is committed to making this new game while they're trying to convince the entire industry, this is a new game, guys. If you don't actually reset MMR and commit when you've changed the format of the original game twice with roll queue and now 5v5, it is a new game. But you don't reset MMR. You just look stupid. You just look stupid, and everyone who left the game is going to look back and be like, wait, they still having to reset MMR 4 years later? That's so soft! And the reason why this game has sucked for so long is because they cater the game to the softest shit ever. The heroes like Brig to be like, and I hate to bring it up, so I'm sorry, I know Brig bingo card, check it off. Oh, well, we want everyone to be able to play our first-person shooter game. Well, guess how'd that go? Right? How'd that go? Dead last. Okay, yeah, great, fantastic. It's ridiculous. I can't even believe it's a conversation. Right? So listen, we're committed to making this a new game, regardless of the pros and cons. And the pros drastically outweigh the cons. Drastically. Even then, it still doesn't matter because it still needs to happen. It's not something we should do. It's something we need to do. And it shouldn't even be a damn discussion. And I'm disappointed, but not surprised that even content creators and other people in this community are actually arguing that there shouldn't be an MMR reset. like, dude, I'm about to join X-Men. Like, cover my eyes. Like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I'm about to shoot laser beams and just like vaporize every bad take that I see about this everywhere. Because, folks, I actually cannot believe this is even a discussion, right? So here's the reality. It needs to happen. It shouldn't happen. It needs to happen. It shouldn't be a should. It is a need. And listen, I acknowledge completely there are some cons. In the ideal situation, you can place a player where they just should be off rip. At the end of the day, though, that's not possible. And the pros to making the atmosphere feel truly fresh as we've tried to market it. Because if it's not, people are going to see right through it and jump back on the Overwatch 1.1 train and never come back and play the game anyway. So it is ridiculous. There's a barrier to entry, which is quick play. The casual game is in phenomenal shape, so the competitive mode needs to feel fresh. Everyone needs to start at the starting line together and climb together to make it feel like everyone is going through that fresh perception again, just like every other major title who has kicked our ass has done for years. Period. End of the discussion. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to do. MMR needs to be reset, and if you disagree, you don't understand a damn thing about this business or what this game needs. That's all I gotta say. That's straight facts. Brought to you by Samito. As usual, I will see you guys in the next video, podcast soon, and I will tee off about this again, and I'm not even a golfer, all right? Let's go, boys. Overwatch 2 beta next week. We're gonna be dumpstering kids in that. Let's fucking go. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out, boys. I need some goddamn water.